Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today we'll be taking a look at the crazy evolution of Rings of Saturn and their very peculiar career as a band over the past decade. I hope you enjoyed that intro. That was about the only song that I had time to learn from them as they're so technical and challenging, but it was a really fun one and a cool chord progression and a song that I listened to a lot growing up. So yeah, let's now get into the video, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Here we go. So this band actually has humble beginnings, starting back in 2010 when many of the members were still in high school. It was originally just going to be a studio-only project that was released on the internet with three members, Lucas Mann, Peter Pawlik, and Brent Saletto. However, after their debut album, Embryonic Anomaly, the band quickly became pretty popular and gained a cult following online. This got the attention of Unique Leader Records in 2011, who signed them and allowed them to re-release the album through their brand. This was big news for the band, obviously, and gave them the chance to start working on newer albums and get more members hired for tours as well. And they decided they're no longer going to be just a studio band, but actually tour around the world. After this album was released, two albums followed in the years to come, with Dingier in 2013 and Lugal Kien in 2014. These albums are still highly regarded to this day as the band's best work, and really define their signature alien-themed sound, which is unlike anything else on the market. They're known for their incredible technicality with some of the most ridiculous sounding riffs ever, and they still sound just so unique to this day. There's really nothing like Rings of Saturn out there, and it's something to really listen to if you're a fan of the death metal genre. However, not everything is sunshine and rainbows for this band, as in 2014, big controversies began to form. Now, they were already a pretty controversial band with how heavy they were, their crazy music videos with blood and gore and aliens and such, and obviously their really wacky, noodly guitar sounds that were on each record. However, things took a much, much bigger turn in terms of controversies when the second guitar player, Joel, who was hired to help with the records Dingier and Lugal Kien, decided to leave the band and throw Lucas under the bus, saying that he was a hack of a musician. They couldn't perform what he wanted to play live because they were too difficult and challenging, and this kind of snowballed into a big hate storm for the band online. Endless accusations began of the band faking their instruments, recording at half-speed time, and not playing things live, and just using, MIDIs and synths and program guitars to get the work done. This was obviously very bad for Lucas's reputation, as he was now the only remaining guitar player in the band, and in fact the only remaining founding member, as many of the other members of the band came and went. In fact, this band has a mile-long list of prior members who were just hired for tours and didn't actually record. He was kind of the mastermind behind all the instruments, and all the guitars and the progressions of the song. And so it was kind of all on him now, all of this hate. And it was also even worse around this time because Lucas decided to attempt a solo album, and this got a tremendous backlash when he released a teaser for it, because the guitars sounded even more kind of programmed and synthy kind of, which, when you're getting hurled accusations that you're not a real guitar player and you record everything at half speed, releasing a solo album with all these synthy sounding kind of guitar effects is not going to do well for your image. He attempted to get Damage Control for all of this hate by releasing a new playthrough video with a new guitarist named Miles, where they had clocks in the background, try and prove we're not, speeding things up, we're not playing at half speed. And this helped a little bit, but sadly the controversies just continued to get even worse. In 2017, Lucas actually decided to take a break from touring for the band, leaving the new guitarist Miles as the only remaining player for live shows, which was crazy. This obviously was very disappointing for hardcore fans of the band who wanted to see Lucas, and gave even more fuel to the fire that he's not a real guitar player, fakes the recordings, and that Miles is now kind of taking over the band. And Miles even stated that he recorded and constructed almost all of the songs for the new record at that time, Ulta Ula. And so, this was just piling on to even more bigger controversies. It was, I'm sure, a terrible time to be Lucas Mann, because he was just getting absolutely annihilated online, and it seemed to never stop. In fact, it continued to get worse as more and more YouTubers began to pile on and release even more videos. Some really big YouTubers like Jared Dines put out a video stating that he was, faking things live. It was too clean, not real. And so all of this kind of built up to a storm, and Lucas finally had to respond. And he did so first with a Facebook post saying that he took a break from touring not only because of mental health and all the hate that he'd received over the years, but also because he was physically assaulted at live shows from, people who read all of these things online and wanted to take it out on him, which is just a horrible thing. And I couldn't imagine how awful he must have felt for having to deal with all of this. But after this Facebook post, he also released a 42-minute response video going through all of the criticisms he'd received from Jared and from other YouTubers and musicians, and it was an incredible video. It's got almost 1 million views on his channel, and really kind of dives deep into how he records, how he plays live. It was so well made and basically redeemed his reputation. It was pretty incredible to see how he went from one of the most hated people in the metal scene to now one of the most respected and one of the most kind of, misunderstood players in the space. It was an awesome redemption arc for Lucas, and I'm so glad that it happened for him. Now, coming after all of that, the band has gone over yet another complete change. It's now just Lucas and Joel, and no vocalists whatsoever. The band is now completely instrumental and has released a self-titled album just this year. And it's really weird. It's totally a big change from what they were doing before. It has a lot of drum machine and almost trap beat sound effects and things like that added, kind of moving away from their deathcore roots a bit and going into a more video game style. It's really interesting to see the change, and I'm actually a fan of this new album, but I will always miss their roots, and those first 3 albums in particular are just fantastically heavy, and I will definitely miss that. But what a crazy run this band has had. I really do feel sorry for Lucas and for all the hate he had to put up with over the years. It was just insane. I don't think there's a band in the metal space with as many controversies as Rings of Saturn has. And, at the end of the day, he stuck through it, kept releasing good music, and that was awesome. And I hope this band continues to tour. They have a very devout fan base now of people who just love their unique style, and I love that. It's great to see them having such good success now. And while I imagine there will always be controversy around this band, I think Lucas's reputation has been very much redeemed in the metal space, and I just can't wait to hear more and see where this band goes in the future. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little history of the band, and please subscribe for more. I like making these videos a lot. Thank you for all the support, and I will catch you all in the next one. Later.